What do you think the statement, every individual needs to think about themselves as the entrepreneur of their own life?
We find there's a real need to understand better what leadership is within an organization, and in terms of strategic communication, what accounts for strategic communication. So what do they need to know to manage information? What do they need to know for how to just get the message out for their organization? And the messaging for an organization works at minimum on two fronts, both internal communication and also external communication. So an awareness of what happens with those different messages for an organization. That's a mindfulness that we have a number of students interested in.
I know you won't believe this, but I have a few case studies to warm up on.
We have three emphases. We have one new emphasis that's very exciting. We already have an emphasis in organizational leadership and change, and we already have an emphasis in integrated strategic communication. The new emphasis in nonprofit communication is very exciting. I had no idea until a few years ago. I looked at the number of nonprofits there are in the US alone. 1.5 million is the best guesstimate for the number of nonprofits. A number of those nonprofits don't have the skill sets or the resources to engage in strategic communication for their nonprofit. So that was the impetus for our emphasis in nonprofit communication.
I don't know if any of you saw Ad Age this week.
Those are incredibly important positions. To be able to speak on behalf of an organization, you speak for the entire organization. That's incredibly useful to understand what that messaging is all about, and when you craft the message, who it speaks to. So you have a clearer understanding of who stakeholders are, you have a clear understanding of who your audience is, and those are very, very useful skill sets that you don't often get individuals reflecting on, thinking about, being sensitive to until they're suddenly thrust into the spotlight, or until they take up a position in the organization where they have to speak for that organization. So it's very, very useful.